Welcome to what promises to be 2 vlogs that will show you some of the most amazing landscapes here in southern Chile, which is where I'm stood now. That way is the city of Punta Arenas. I've been in Chile for a couple of days now, having to isolate due to restrictions, etc. But now I'm in Punta Arenas. Tomorrow, all being well, I head off into the fjords of Patagonia. Next week when I come back, I'm going to Torres del Paine. You might be thinking Torres del Paine, think Torres del Paine, and you'll probably be in the right direction, because that's what it's really called. Where's this? This is the Strait of Magellan that's behind me. I've just done a little bit of a long exposure on the old pier there. Let me just show you what it is I've got, and then I'll come back and explain a little bit more. So here is the shot that I've got on the back of my camera. Actually, that's the live view, but there's the shot. So 4-second exposure, f11 as a polarizer to take the sheen off the water. You can see there's lots of wildlife up there. There's actually some wildlife just over there. So I'm going to get my long lens in a minute and just creep over and see if I can get some of those birds over there, whatever they may be. I don't know if there's some penguins over there or not, but yeah, there you go. So there's this old pier. This way is Punta Arenas. The sun's just coming out, which is quite nice. So I'll explain actually something about the sun as well. A little bit of a funny one for those of you that are in the northern hemisphere. So what's up with the sun? What's going on? Well, now here in the southern hemisphere, it's summer. So in the summer, like the northern hemisphere, the sun rises in the northeast and sets in the northwest. However, if you look, for example, on the photographer's ephemeris, you'll see that when it rises, it goes this way rather than this way for us in the northern hemisphere in the summer. Strange, it's just how it is in these parts. So, as I said, there's going to be 2 vlogs. This is going to be the first part, and then Torres del Paine, as I was corrected on my journey in here by my taxi driver. So that's coming up after all of what you're going to see from the next bit, but I will be filming when I can. Why do I say that? Because I'm here working for a client. That client work starts tomorrow, where I've got 5 nights on a ship and I've got a lot of stuff to do. So I'll be filming when and where I can. But anyway, enjoy the Strait of Magellan, and if I can, the wildlife as well. Good morning from the fjords of Patagonia. For me, this is essentially my 2nd time in this area. 3rd voyage though on a cruise. So I've got a job to do for a client and magazine work as well, illustrating just why it is you should come down to this particular area of southern Chile. What's it like down here? Well, as you may be able to see behind me as the ship is moving, it is absolutely incredible down here. So if you love doing landscape photography, it's where my heart is and was when I first began, then this place is pretty much any dream you could imagine. The mountainous landscape is just breathtaking. There are glaciers, and we are going to a glacier this morning and a fjord. We're going to a place called Patagonian Fjords, so I don't know how much I can film or not, but it is just absolutely fantastic down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly walk from side to side of the ship, from maybe from the bow to the stern, but you can see if I just sort of come round here like this, you can see the landscape behind me is just absolutely amazing. So it brings many challenges actually when you're working on a ship. Obviously moving is the biggest challenge. So it's not to be seen as a negative, but actually a challenge. A challenge because you're trying to photograph a subject matter while you're moving. So sometimes we're trying to photograph, for example, doing the Tour de France, you're trying to photograph a subject that moves. But here the subject is moving and you are moving. So what can you do? Well, various things, but don't worry too much about that. Just worry about the breathtaking. Well, not worry about the breathtaking, but just wonder at the breathtaking imagery that's here down in Patagonia. I've done a lot of presentations of my work down here in Patagonian Fjords over the last couple of years, and one of the questions that comes up not infrequently basically says to me, so if you were to go back, what would you do differently? So the thing that I'm doing differently this time is I've turned on the GPS on my camera, and I was curious as to would it actually work down here or not. I wasn't sure because we are really out in the wilds. You have to sign a waiver to say you have to understand where you're going, that it's pretty inaccessible, that getting medical help is pretty far away. But yeah, I turned on the GPS and I'm thinking, is it working? It is working, and it's good because it means that at least I can track this time exactly where it is that I've been. So it's important because sometimes people are saying to me, so where was that? And you say, well, I can give you a rough idea, but beyond that, I can't really tell you. That's what I'm really doing differently down here. And obviously there's 2 more years experience. And the other thing that's good for me is that because it's a company that I've worked for in the past, I know quite a lot of people on the ship, which actually is going to make things for me really a lot easier because they know me, I know them, and certainly the head guide knows me and knows what it is that I need as a photographer. So it should be fantastic voyage, and it should be an amazing experience again. And yeah, just basically come along for the ride. How much can I really document? I don't know, but I'll try my best to do as much as I can. I do know that today there's some wildlife coming up. What is it? We'll see. So it's the second day of my voyage down here in Patagonia, and last night was actually interesting because the weather was really photographically changeable, beautiful. Actually, we just about some shafts of light coming through on the mountainous landscape, and so I got what I could. And I'm using a long lens a lot of the time. I'm using 100 to 400 to really get across to the mountains, and you might be able to see behind me the weather here. Now this is the typical weather that you're going to get. It's very, very changeable, and when I've been doing presentations of my work on this particular area, people have said to me, well, it kind of looks a bit dreary, and it's like, well, I'm sorry, but when you come down here, and sorry if there's rain on the camera, that's the reality of what it can do. Don't expect to come down here, and this is summer, don't expect to come down here and it's all going to be amazing blue skies. Yesterday we were extremely lucky with the weather, so we got some fantastic weather for most of the day, and then yesterday evening we just basically went into a storm, and I woke up at 4:30, so if I look like death just warmed up, then you know why. I woke up at 4:30 and the boat was basically just doing this and going from side to side, and I could hear the waves hitting the boat, so it was pretty bad because we basically come out of the channels, the fjords, go out into the Pacific a little bit and then back in again, and so very dangerous crossings. And you know, in a few days we'll be in Cape Horn, which is extremely dangerous again. But you can see I won't be getting my camera out doing this thing this morning. It just is too dreary, and it's raining as well, so we hell trying to keep the camera warm, but not keep the camera warm, but keep the camera dry. But yeah, I'll show you actually some of what it is that we did yesterday, and maybe I'll just film some B footage of this boat going through the rain. Good morning and welcome to Cape Horn. Oh, Cape Horn's up behind us at the moment. I don't know how well the audio is going to come out on this because you can see I'm being buffeted by the wind, and here on top deck it was actually really difficult getting up here. Kind of difficult to speak as well. So can we actually land? We don't know yet. The wind is very strong. So how bad is this place? Well, it's actually quite calm. I've been here 3 times now. This is my 3rd time here in Cape Horn. So the wind is quite crazy at the moment, so it's going to be interesting. Last night you could feel the waves going up and down and being pulled side to side in the bed. It's just insane. It's how it is here down in this part of the world. How dangerous is it down here? Let me tell you, there's like the facts and figures we were given last night. 800 shipwrecks, 10,000 people have died, 10,000 sailors have died down here at Cape Horn. That is how dangerous this place is. Should we really be here? Hey, it's an adventure. That's what you've got to do for your work. Anyway, let's show you a little bit of the area around Cape Horn. So if I look a little bit windswept, it's because we did actually manage to get onto the Isle of Horn, which is just here. And the nice thing is, if I try not to lose my mask, is that actually the sun breaks. So I'll just put my mask there. Up there is a lighthouse, which is manned by a Chilean naval officer, his wife, and they've got some young kids as well. So can you imagine actually being here, living on this island? I think they live on that island for 3 months a year, something like that. Somebody was telling me. Can you imagine it? Look at it. I mean, this place is desolate. So can't believe it though. For me, 3rd time here on this island. Absolutely amazing. Did I get some stuff? Kind of. It's really hard. The wind is blowing, we have been told, something like 60 kilometers an hour. When you go up there, you know it. You absolutely know it's 60 kilometers an hour. Can you hear actually anything I'm saying? I don't know. I find out when I get back. Another amazing experience here. But yeah, I think I get breakfast. I need breakfast. See in the next sip. See in the next bit, wherever that might be. We left Cape Horn about 2 hours or so ago. Everybody's had their breakfast and they're either upstairs enjoying the lounge or like me in my room just watching the waves. But as you can see with these waves down here and the weather changes very, very quickly. And it can go from really sunny, which is what we did have eventually at Cape Horn, to being really, really stormy. So at the moment it's not too stormy, but you can see how dangerous it can get here. You can see the wind lashing the boat. You can see the waves lashing the boat. It's pretty intense down here. As you can see, this is why so many people have succumbed to the waves down here in the southern hemisphere. Today's been a bit of a wild day, so we managed to get onto Cape Horn, which is something, because and as you can probably see, the wind is still here with us. So we did that, and actually we were given a warning by the captain because of an impending storm, which you can kind of see. It is really, really windy. I don't know how fast the wind is. I haven't yet found out from the crew, but it's over 60 miles an hour easy down here. It is really wild. We're currently going down the Beagle Channel, going into Glacier Alley, an amazing place which actually went down the other day, yesterday, and we're going back again. I haven't been there at this time of night, but I don't think we're going to get to see the glaciers again. It's going to be too late, but stunning scenery behind me. I'm just going to get the camera. Look at this. I try not to trip over and fall overboard. Look at this. If I get the back of my camera again, this is absolutely beautiful mountain landscapes here. It is really beautiful here in Patagonia. So yes, the wind might be blowing a gale out here, but I tell you what, if you can do it, and it is possible. So I've been trying to hide in different places. So for example, just going underneath the stairs that go right onto the top deck. It's not worth going up on the top deck. Here I'm a little bit hidden from the wind, so it's coming right down the Beagle Channel there. But again, look at this beautiful, beautiful landscape here. If I just go here, hopefully it won't get blown over. You might be able to hear the wind now, but look at this beautiful mountain landscape again. Stunning clouds up there. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to see if I can get a picture of those mountains over there. I don't know if I can or not. Hopefully if I hide myself I can. But yeah, enjoy the Beagle Channel. Beautiful, beautiful Patagonia. So continuing on with the Patagonian Fjords, so we're going to a glacier this afternoon called Elliott Glacier. Beautiful glacier, I've been there before. Now normally on this trip that I've done before 2 years ago, there's 2 glaciers we would visit today, but we're only going to 1. But it doesn't matter actually, because the scenery around here is absolutely beautiful. I was just talking to a guy that I started to get to know and said to him that when we're down here, it always reminds me of northwest Scotland, the coastline of northwest Scotland, with these big mountains and then just dropping into the sea here. So the scenery down here is just breathtaking, and I know from the voyage we're going to take this afternoon, I know the route that we're going to take, and I know that that's going to produce some stunning mountain scenery. It is absolutely gobsmackingly beautiful down here. I've taken a couple of images this morning, so there's a couple more images that I'm going to take because actually breakfast is coming up. So I'm going to be doing them and then just flick them up. But let me just get the camera and just sort of give you some B-roll. But you can just look at this place. How can you not come down here and then just look at this mountain scenery? Actually, the GoPro doesn't do, for example, this mountain here justice. It's actually quite big, this mountain here. But look at this, it's just absolutely beautiful, isn't it? How can you not love sailing along like this, watching the birds in the morning and just looking at that mountain scenery? Welcome to what must be one of the best office views you could possibly have. In front of me is the Darwin Range. Behind me is Elliott Glacier, a beautiful, otherworldly glacier. It is absolutely stunning here. Just missed the reflection actually across the inlet of the fjord here, but hopefully that's going to come back and I can get the Darwin Range. I have the Darwin Range actually from the beach, but basically let me just come behind here. You'll be thinking, what's the Darwin Range? That's the Darwin Range behind me. And as I said, look at Elliott Glacier. That is just absolutely amazing. What can you do with this photographically? Tons of stuff. I've done a panorama of this, and what else I'm going to do is just sort of try to pick out details of it. I love coming to this area of Patagonia. This is my favorite area of Patagonia. Now on the beach, just over there are the tourists that are arriving. So I'm trying to get my stuff without tons of tourists in the shot, but I'm having to do actually shots with tourists in the shot. So I'm having to do all sorts. But yeah, there you go. Absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. This, for me, is my most favorite part of the Patagonian Fjords that we sailed down. It is just wow upon wow upon wow. It is amazing. Any landscape photographer, travel photographer, anybody with anything in their hearts that says that they love landscape, outdoors, nature, this is the place to come. I absolutely can assure you of that forever. Well, good morning and thank you so much for watching this first part of a vlog down here in southern Chile in the Patagonian Fjords. It's been one heck of a voyage and we've seen some amazing stuff. Last night when we left what's commonly called by the crew Aguila Glacier, but I was told it's something else. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I've been told actually it has another name, so I'm going to say Aguila Bay. When we left Aguila Bay, the light across the mountain ranges was just unbelievable. It was fantastic. So I personally didn't stop working until about 9 o'clock. Everybody went to have their dinner at 8 o'clock. I can't do that. I'm working, so I want to get the best that I can. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing. This morning, it's not quite finished, but I'm going to finish the vlog in a minute. This morning, it's not quite finished because behind me, there's an island, a little island called Magdalena Island, and on that island are some Magellanic penguins, well, actually quite a few Magellanic penguins. So we're going to be going over there in about 45 minutes or so. Are we going to have nice weather? Is it going to be a nice sunrise? I don't know, but over there I can see there's a bit of a gap in the sky. Not exactly sure which direction we're pointed at the moment. I haven't got a compass on me, so I don't know if it's like north is that way or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, if I can get some footage of the penguins, then I will, because they're fun to be around, and try and do the best that I can to actually get some photos of them, then I will do. But what I want to say to you all is thank you so much for supporting me in my endeavors as a professional photographer, as a professional landscape and travel photographer. It's really, really appreciated. You don't really know how much I do appreciate yourselves actually watching and commenting, all of you out there that are commenting regularly, and whoever else wants to come along, join up with the channel. Thank you so much for what it is that you do. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please, if you haven't subscribed, if you're new and you've loved what it is you're seeing, subscribe down there, click on the notification bell. I'll see you on the next time. Where's the next one going to be? Torres del Paine, or for most people, Torres del Paine. Beautiful, beautiful national park that's north of here. Catch you later, folks. It's really appreciated. Take it easy. Goodbye.